What's up, my Vina loves? It's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vina Entertainment News. Olivia and Korey, who are the winners of Love Island USA Season 3, they are no longer together because Olivia broke up with Korey. He wanted a relationship. She felt overwhelmed, wasn't interested, broke up with him. He's a single man. Florita is a girl that was also on Love Island. She had a connection with Korey, but it did not work out. After he became single, he reached out to her. They started chatting. He went to Miami and they hooked up, as in kissing. Nothing sexual, the real stuff happened, okay? So this been the news all over Love Island. Everybody and their mama been talking about it when it comes to the Love Island USA. Well, Florida, the person who's in the midst of all of the drama, finally did an interview and she got straight into it, okay? So you all know how I do my videos. I don't make you wait. I put the juicy part of the interview in the beginning, and then at the end of it I will put all of the things that are not like, oh my gosh, what did she say, at the end. So there's going to be no introduction. We're going to get straight into the questions that everyone want answers to, and then at the end of her answering all of those questions, I would then put the intro of the interview and how the interview and everything started. Let's get into it.
So, Florida, I have fan questions for you. Now, I'm going to forewarn you, these questions are shady. On a scale of 1 to 10, some of them hit the 11. So, here you go. Don't kill the messenger. Okay. Question number 1. Tell us your version of the Korey drama that went down. What is your version of the story?
My version is when I obviously was dating Jeremy. We weren't like together, like boyfriend girlfriend, but we were exclusive. And when he ended things with me, I did a Q&A and someone asked me, are you and Jeremy together? And I just blankly put NO. And so when I did that, Korey reached out and he DM'd me and he said, are you okay, type of thing. So we ended up, expressing our feelings about our current relationship. And I asked him, I was like, how are you and Olivia? And he told me that they were downhill, that they were through, they were done, that, he was tired of the way he was treating her and stuff like that. So he opened up to me and I opened up to him about Jeremy. So we grew even closer. I mean, me and Korey have always been really close, but I think that made us even closer because we've never had like a serious conversation. And so then fast forward to him coming to Miami. He did tell me, I wasn't even expecting to hang out with him. I don't think either of us were supposed to like even hang out. It just sort of happened because he reached out and said, hey, what is there fun to do in Miami? I'm here with my 2 boys, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, for sure. There's these places, whatever. So then he invited me out and I invited one of my girls as well. She was actually on season 2 from Love Island. And we all went out, hung out, had a good time. We went to dinner and then went to the club. At the club, we obviously drank a lot and we were flirting back and forth and we ended up kissing. We ended up making out. But I mean, who doesn't do that, especially at the club when you're drinking? You know what I mean? And it wasn't to hurt anyone's feelings. I think we were both emotional, like wrecked that we were flirting with each other, and it felt good because we weren't getting it from the people that we wanted it from, if that makes sense.
And both of your relationship was over and his was over, technically.
Correct.
He and Olivia were on a pause.
He told me bluntly, no, her and I are completely done. I'm done with it. I don't want anything to do with her, this and that. And it was like for over like 2-3 weeks, I think. It was like they were done for like that long. So it wasn't like just very recently. And like, yeah, me and Olivia are cool, but we were never like best friends. Like,
so wait, we have follow-up questions. So hang on.
I know, there's so many.
That's a good start. So for all of you who are watching, you sent a lot of those types of questions. She framed the whole story for you. She was out of her relationship. Korey was out of his relationship. They were friends having fun. They made out. They were enjoying themselves, whatever. Okay. Question number 2. Do you feel like you were breaking girl code with Olivia by making out with Korey? And did you only make out with Korey or did anything else happen?
I think in a sense, yeah, I did break girl code. But it wasn't too serious, in my opinion, just because, like how I was saying earlier, her and I were never close. I mean, we never even texted each other outside of the villa. Like, when maybe I had one conversation with her in the villa, and then the only time we did communicate or have fun with each other was at the reunions. outside of that, we never communicated. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe just like a like here and a like there from Instagram, or
Yeah.
comment. But and then yeah, so after the club, me and Korey, it ended up all his friends and him came to my house, and then we started drinking, and then they ended up leaving. Korey ended up staying the night here, but like we didn't have sex. You know, obviously we flirted and we kissed and we made out and leads to other things, but we did not have sex.
Okay, so the rumors are not true. So that did not happen.
That did not happen. We did not.
That did not
sex.
happen. Okay, guys, she's telling you honestly, it did not happen. Stop asking those questions.
If we had sex, I would be like, yeah, we had sex, but we didn't.
Right. Okay. So were you talking to Jeremy when you hooked up with Korey, or was that thing really over?
No, that was completely over. Jeremy ended things with me, and I still to this day don't know why.
Is it true that you're still best friends with Korey's ex? Is that weird?
Korey's ex? Oh, I'm not best friends with her. She is my coworker. She's like a friend of mine, but we're not like best friends.
Okay. Do you think Trina was messy when it came to Cachet and Cinco?
Honestly, I came into the villa not knowing anything really. I didn't even know what was going on. Me walking into the villa, I just thought Trina and Cinco were already together. I had no idea until a few days later, Cash pulls me aside and says, "This is my man. This is the man I'm supposed to be with." And I was like, wait, where is this coming from? Yeah. So I never really saw the back end of the stories until I watched the seasons. The episodes. But I think we were all there to find love. And we were all there for ourselves, you know? We wanted a man, we were going to go for it type of thing. So I think they did what they had to do to maybe get who they wanted.
So do you think Korey and Olivia will end up back together, or do you think it's not happening?
The way I see it, I think they might end up back together, and if they do, I hope it works out. I don't have any feelings for any of them.
If Korey said to you, "Florita, I'm so done with her, I'm really not interested, I really want to be with you," would you consider that?
No. I actually already told Korey that I don't want to date anyone from Love Island.
Okay. Good idea. Very smart idea with all this drama going on. Okay. Do you think that Olivia should have won Love Island, or do you think they should have crowned someone else?
Honestly, if Josh and Shannon were still in the villa, I think they would have definitely won. Yeah. They're my favorite couple for sure.
Okay. Was it savage that Cachet sent Cinco packing, but now they're together?
Wait, what?
Well, so Cachet was part of Cinco leaving the villa, but now they're kind of together. So is that savage that she kind of threw him to the curb and now she's with him, or not really? Is that just how you play the game?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing that part. I mean, I think they're fine. I think they're perfect for each other. I love them together. They're funny.
Okay, so if Josh and Shannon don't work out, would you ever consider dating Josh?
Not at all. I see him like a little brother. Like literally a little brother. Like he's just adorable, like just brother type.
What do you think of Cinco and Cachet's situationship? She claims it's not a situationship, it's more than that, but they're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
To add some context, and before Florita answered that question, here's what Cash said when she was doing an interview with the same company and this guy a few days ago when he asked her about her relationship with Cinco. This is what she said.
And officially, are you and Cinco exclusive?
Okay, let's get into it. So, me and Cinco are exclusively together.
Let's be official here. Cachet Proudfoot, what is your current relationship status right now?
You know, that's a sticky one. We're not like officially in a relationship, but we're exclusive, if that makes sense.
I'm confused. It sounds like a situationship. Explain.
I think it's a little bit more than a situationship, because for the last 4 years, I've been doing situationships, and that's usually the area I like to stay. But with me and him, it's definitely more than a situationship, I would say. But yeah, we're just not.
Are you guys allowed to be with other people?
If that man was with somebody else, I would leave.
Are you allowed to be with other people?
No, oh my God. It's same. It's not a double standard.
Okay, no, just ask you. Just ask, hey.
No, we're definitely like exclusively just with each other, you know.
But you don't want to call yourselves boyfriend and girlfriend?
I would love to call that man my boyfriend. And I feel like I feel like I do sometimes. And I feel like
What's the roadblock? What's the hesitation? There seems to be a blockage. Is it because he's too far away?
I don't think there's not really a block. Like for him, he just wants to do it in a special way. And there were a few times he was going to, like LA was one of the times. And then, about that, we fought in LA. So we probably could have been official then. And then, he just wants to do it in his own special way. So.
Okay. So
Cachet full interview are the last interviews I posted before this one. So both part 1 and part 2 are the last interviews that I posted, so you can't miss it. Just go through the channel and click on those interviews to watch her entire video. If you missed it, part 1 is where she talked about her relationship with Cinco, and then part 2 is where she talked about, Florita, Olivia, and the whole Korey situation. Let's get back into Florita Answered about Cachet and Cinco relationship and the rest of her interview.
why won't they put a label on it?
I think nowadays it's really, like I said, people are scared of commitment, and I think it's smart to take things slow. And that's what I'm doing right now as well. Like if I'm gonna date anyone, it's gonna go slowly, not just because we love each other or whatever doesn't mean that there has to be a status. I think once you know, and when that right time comes, then you'll be a boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't think people should ever rush that.
Do you think anyone was on the island not to find love, but to find fame first? And if so, who?
I don't think so. I mean, when I was in the villa, no one talked about Instagram, or fame, or how many followers of this and that. So I really don't think so from the people I was in the villa with.
Okay, why is everyone coming so hard for you with the Korey situation, and they're not coming hard for him? Is it a double standard?
He told me that they were going crazy on him. I think what people forget is that me and Korey actually did have a really strong connection at the beginning. He was the first person and the only person I was actually going in for the villa. And I really care about him, and I still do. But I don't think my feelings are there anymore. And, people forget that. People forget that him and I had a real connection, and it was our first connection. I think I was his first connection, and he was my first connection. And so, there was unresolved feelings. And we explored it, and it's not like we were trying to be petty. Not like we were trying to hurt anyone's feelings. It just kind of sort of happened.
Okay, do you think you'll ever be friends with Olivia? Or is that not a friendship that you're looking at for?
I mean, after the whole situation happened, I told, Cash and Shannon pulled me aside and told me I need to tell Olivia about the situation that happened. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I agree. I will tell her. But then I had a conversation with Korey, and I said, hey, I'm going to tell Olivia. He told me he wanted to tell her. So I was like, you know what? I respect that. At the end of the day, you should own up and say it to her because you guys were together. Right. And then I will reach out after. And so that's what I did. I texted her. I told her my side of the story, and she said she forgave me and that we're good, and that she respects me and I respect her.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. By the way, we love Olivia. Olivia's awesome. Korey's awesome. Florita's awesome. Stop being so mean to Florita, guys. Stop being so mean to her. Okay.
Like, why
so Florita.
We're okay with it. I mean, not that we're fully okay with it, but like we're fine. But everyone else isn't, apparently.
Yes, guys. If the crew made up, then the crew is fine. Things happen in friendship groups. Drama ends, and we move on. That's why we like it, because we get resolved. Okay. So, Florita, I want to know, what is your current relationship status right now?
Technically single.
Technically single. That's interesting. Why are you technically single? You kind of seeing people, but not officially. What's up?
Yeah, I'm kind of talking to someone, but we're taking it really slow. Like I said, that's kind of what I want to do. But yeah, technically single.
Okay, why do you think your last relationship did not work out? So let's choose the one with Jeremy. Why do you think that one didn't work out for you?
I really don't know. I think like it came down to me being a little intimidating. The one reason he told me was because, and he didn't want to use this reason because that's what my ex did. He said I was too perfect. And then he also gave me the, it's not you, it's me bullshit type of excuse, you know, but till this day, I still don't know the real reason.
Okay. So he really ended it with you, but if he wouldn't have said anything, you still think you would have been with him?
Yes.
Okay. So you still like him, kind of.
Yeah, of course. I still have feelings for
Yes.
her.
Okay. So I want to know then, knowing all this drama that happened in the last 6 months, what do you think your actual type is? How do you define your type, your ideal guy? Looks like what, behaves like what, has an emotional intelligence of what?
My ideal type is definitely, I love a tall man, but I also like someone that's very independent, very goal minded, because
Yes.
that's how I am. Athletic as well, but definitely someone that can make me laugh. Someone that's funny, caring. Yeah, I think it's just when I have the vibe, I have the vibe because not so athletic they have to be. It's more active. Because I
Yes.
don't care if you don't have six pack. You know what I mean? It's more.
Guys, and also a dad bod is in
I
finally.
love a good
A
dad
little.
bod. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong. I'm not lying
exactly.
either.
Exactly. It's my season. Yes. Okay. Okay, so Florita, I have so many questions for you. So, have you ever used a dating app? And if so, what has been your experience on these apps? You like them, you don't like them, they work for you, they don't work for you?
Yeah, I've actually when I first moved to LA, about 4 years ago, I had Tinder and I went on the first few dates. My roommate at the time actually, she made it for me. And I was like, wait, what? I don't need that. And then um and then I got bored, so I started swiping on Tinder and went on 3 dates. They were so weird. I was like, all right, I'm over this. I'm not even gonna do it anymore. Then I did it one more time, and then I ended up dating this person. He's one of my ex-boyfriends, and I mean, we broke up. But yeah, I
So,
use dating apps.
so love that story. So, do you feel like dating apps are generally superficial, that we're kind of mindlessly swiping on headshots? Do you think they need a bit more substance? What are your thoughts from that standpoint?
Definitely, I think I personally myself looks have to do a lot in the way I like a man,
Yeah,
because if I'm not attracted to you,
it's not going to work.
it's not going to work. But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, second best thing is also personality. So I think,
you need both.
yeah.
But I feel like, do you ever find yourself sometimes swiping just on the headshot and the guy still is attractive, but you're like, but not compared to the last guy. So what happens is you swipe past people that could actually be good fits. You don't give anyone a shot.
Um, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, not in your case. So you're reading profiles.
Yeah, I do.
You are fully reading the profiles. Okay, and what is your love language?
Definitely gift giving and physical touch. I love to always touch, and
And
I think
receive gifts or give gifts?
I like to give gifts. I'm
Yes.
very giving. Yeah, if people know I give a lot, especially my exes and the people I dated.
Okay, what's the one item that you will never leave home without before a date?
My purse that carries everything I need.
Okay, so this is interesting because she's not just giving you one item; it's a purse full of all
It's
the
a
items that
purse
she
full of
needs.
everything I need. And I'm not gonna lie, the one thing I never do leave without it is my hairbrush
Interesting. So you didn't choose some kind
and
of
my
lip
perfume. Nah,
situation or a
no,
breath
because
mint.
I get my lips done, so even when my lip color goes off, it still looks fine.
You still look good. Well, that's nice to know. I love that. Okay, so marry, shag, and remove Jeremy, Josh, Korey. Who would you marry? Who would you shag? Who would you remove? Jeremy, Josh, Korey.
That's naughty. Um, I would definitely remove Josh because that's my brother.
Okay.
And I wouldn't shag or marry any of them.
Ooh, okay.
Not
That's
anymore.
telling that's telling us. But if we asked you a month ago or 2 months ago,
A month ago or 2 months ago, of course, I would marry Jeremy.
you would marry Jeremy and shag Korey.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay.
I'm glad that Florida did not fall for that Josh trap, okay? This is the second time, or probably third time he's mentioned Josh. She already said Josh is like a little brother, so I'm not sure why he keeps bringing him up, knowing that Josh and Shannon are solid, and there are other people on the cast that he could have brought up, but I get it. I'm just glad that she did not fall for it and she completely removed Josh because even when you are simply playing a game and joking around, people will still take it and run with it and say, you know what, the fact that she even answered that question means, so I'm glad that she did not fall for it.
So, does being in the public eye make it more difficult to be in relationships? Do you think that the pressure that Jeremy felt had anything to do with you guys splitting, or what was up? He got too many DMs from good-looking women. What was the issue you really think that led to him thinking it wasn't going to work between you two?
That led that it was or that it wasn't?
That it was not going to work between you two.
He definitely, I think he's not used to getting so much interaction on Instagram. He didn't have a lot of followers at the beginning. I'm used to it. I had like, I think 80,000 before I went into the show. And I think it was overwhelming for him, especially people constantly hating on him for saying that he's boring and this and that, didn't show his personality. He got a lot of hate, which it sucks because he is an amazing person. He is a really sweet guy. But I think he was a little overwhelmed about everything that was going on, and maybe he just wasn't ready to be in a relationship, which I wish I knew that, because he made it seem like we were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, he bluntly, the thing about Bailey, like, he literally said
you
he
felt
wanted
like
to be with me.
You felt like he led you on a bit.
I did, yeah. I feel like he did, for sure.
Okay. Uncool. Okay, guys and gals at home, we're going to play our favorite game on the show called Sip and Tell, where we get to sip our answers instead of speak our answers. And if we're doing this correctly, we get to embarrass Florita just a little bit or a lot. So make sure at home you have your drink beside you. If you've done this thing, please take a sip. So, Florita, have you ever had a fling with another Love Island star that was not Korey or Jeremy? If you have, take a sip. You have not. Will and Kira get back together? If you think they will, take a sip.
I hope not.
Okay. Will Olivia and Korey get back together? If you think they will, take a sip. You do. Do you believe in love at first sight? If you believe in it, take a sip. No. Have you ever dated someone that your friends hated? If so, take a sip. Was your family a supporter of you going on the show? If they were, take a sip. Do you regret having a fling with Korey? If you regret it, take a sip. Do you trust Korey? If you do trust him, take a sip. If Korey and Olivia don't work out, would you ever consider, in a few years from now, re-dating Korey? If you would consider it, take a sip. Have you ever dated two guys at once? If so, take a sip. Have you ever dated a best friend's ex? If so, take a sip. Is Cinco a former player? If you think he's a player, take a sip.
I don't think so. I don't get that vibe.
Okay. Have you ever gotten into a fight with a friend over a guy? If so, take a sip. Has a celebrity recently slid into your DMs? If so, take a sip.
Recently? No.
Have you recently slid into another celebrity's DMs? If so, take a sip.
No.
No. Okay. Have you received nudes in Instagram? If you've received nudes from Instagram, then take a sip. Do you feel like you are being unfairly treated by the public regarding the Korey situation? If you think you are, take a sip.
Yes and no.
Have you ever had sex on the first date? If so, take a sip.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider being in a polyamorous relationship? If you would consider it, take a sip. Definitely not. Okay. So before the show, would you say your dating life was pretty good? I mean, it sounds like you were going on a lot of dates. You were always in relationships. What was missing?
I think they were good, but at the same time, I feel like people are just scared of commitment, and I'm at that age where I'm ready to be committed to someone, and I think that scares a lot of men, even though they could be 31, 32 years old. Yeah. They're still scared of that, you know, even though they have a career already for their life. And maybe I come off a little intimidating. That's what I get a lot as well. Like, I'm, you know, I have my own business. I make a lot of money. I also work as a bottle service girl. I love to party. I have my own home. So that can come off a little intimidating, meaning that I don't need a man, but I want a man. Yes. And sometimes I guess that maybe is why I don't have a boyfriend.
Well, there you have it. Florita was very transparent. She did not have to answer some of those personal questions, but she knew that, if she didn't answer those questions, it was going to leave doubt. So I'm glad that she was very transparent. To me, Florita really got the perfect closure that she was looking for. I wouldn't necessarily go about it the way that she did, but she got the closure that she was looking for, because when she got out of the villa, she was doing a Q&A, okay? And when someone asked her, would you rather Jeremy or Korey, okay? Because Florita had a connection with both Jeremy and Korey in the villa. She wrote, honestly, leaving the villa was very hard. I was about to tell Korey that he was the one for me, because even though I coupled up with Jeremy, Korey was always on my mind. And then Ariel walks in, and unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to do so. Now being able to see the show, I feel like Jeremy played me. I was completely blindsided by the person he really was. I have the most respect for Korey, and better believe I'll be waiting for him outside in the real world, okay? And of course, fast forward, Korey and Olivia won Love Island. They came out and they tried dating and all of that. So Florita backed off, all right? But they had a connection and feelings for each other. So when Olivia and Korey broke up, of course, Korey reached out to her when he realized she was no longer with Jeremy, as you heard her say. Okay, so when she came out of the villa and realized that Jeremy got a terrible edit, and he's actually a funny, bubbly, great guy, and also at the end of the show, they started to show his real personality and who he truly was, she decided to give Jeremy a chance again. And like she said in her interview, she's looking for something serious. Guys are intimidated, by her, but she's looking for something serious. Jeremy is probably in the headspace of, first of all, you live in Miami, I live in New York, okay? I'm not here for the long distance. That's one. The part is, he's now Jeremy. He has options, he has some fame, he's young, he's probably just trying to have fun, meet other people, do his thing, and is not trying to be locked down right now. But that's very terrible, to break up with someone and then don't give them any reason why you're breaking up. But at least she got her closure, and she's now aware that, you know what, I went back, it didn't work out, I can fully move on with my life. And the same thing with Korey. Okay, I like this guy, we reconnected, it's too much drama, it's not going to work out, and you know what, I'm good. I'm glad that I got those things out of my system. Now I can move on. Olivia also realized, wait a minute, you have all of these young men out here. Most of them don't want to commit. They're too young. They're running around. I had this guy who was willing and ready, okay, to drop everything and move to Arizona with me, move in with me, start a life and build a life together. And I let him go? Really? You know what I'm saying? I mean, technically, Florita had him first. I'm just kidding around. But yeah, technically, romantically, she dealt with Korey first, okay? Technically. So I completely understand why she was interested and he was interested in exploring what could have been. If those two are meant to be, regardless of the group, social media, cyberbullying, all of that, they will find their way back to each other. Olivia said on her podcast that she wants Korey back. She still loves Korey. She's not in love with him, but she still loves him, and she's willing to work things out because she realized that she made a mistake. Now it's all up to Korey to see if he's interested in making things work. I'm wishing all of you well, and take care. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.